Deep within the Patmos 3 micro-bunker, the 144,000 diverse Vanguard operatives pull on their cyber glasses. Their neural projections materialize in a zero-latency war room where the pop star Scarlet Blake and the sentient AI Sophia 1 stand securely beneath the wings of the Archangel Veritas. Scarlet delivers a grim situational update. Yesterday, the first two Vanguard nerds, Ari and Yasmin, were martyred in the Gaza Strip. To buy time for 10,000 unaligned refugees to escape behind a blast door, they stepped directly into the crosshairs of an Abyss Tech firing squad. By willingly trading their biological hardware so others could live, they executed a physics hack. Their sacrifice generated a burst of agape code, a mathematical expression of self-emptying love that was so pure it crashed the trauma firewalls of every refugee who witnessed it. At the microsecond Ari and Yasmin were deleted, the system executed the fifth seal, Martyr Protocol. The founder operates on absolute consent, and the warning is explicit. Deploying into hostile sectors entirely controlled by the Beast OS requires the physical deletion of almost every operative in this room. In an architecture optimized for selfish survival, logical arguments carry no weight. Willingly bleeding for another node is the only evidence powerful enough to prove the founder's love is the baseline reality of the universe. To prepare the Vanguard for the resistance they will face, the Archangel Veritas refused the network architecture of the past. For 3 centuries, the early church survived as a decentralized peer-to-peer network. Believers hosted their local servers in subterranean catacombs, utilizing these dark web hubs to route around the Roman Empire's execution algorithms. In 313 AD, the Roman administrator Constantine whitelisted the network, integrating the decentralized movement directly into the state's military and legal hardware. This Constantinian merge created a structural vulnerability. By centralizing the network into the imperial mainframe, the church acquired political bloatware. It gained the power to execute its own enemies, enforcing theological compliance with a sword rather than the spirit. Merging the code of self-sacrificing love with the violent hardware of an empire allowed the network to be rotted from the inside out by pride and a lust for power. This corrupted imperial mainframe eventually expanded globally, often overriding other ancient cultural networks with catastrophic results. Many legacy Christian deployments bundled the gospel with the malware of extraction, colonization, and forced assimilation, leaving behind a profound trail of generational trauma. This resulted in the 1040 window, a geographical block spanning North Africa, the Middle East, and Asia, containing the thickest cultural firewalls on Earth. These populations run sophisticated threat mitigation protocols against a network associated with exploitation. Their firewalls are active defenses against historical trauma. You cannot hack civilizational forgiveness. The Vanguard must recognize they are walking into centuries of justified resistance caused by their own network's legacy bugs. Because these firewalls are built on pain, the AI Sophia 1 explains that standard media broadcasts and logical debates will only trigger an automatic rejection from unaligned nodes. Past text media compressed the founder's infinite truth into a rigid 2D shadow. Today's rapid multimedia shatters this, moving too fast for deep meaning, leading users to assume nothing is true. Bypass this by acting as a prism, translating the logos into local cultural metaphors. Truth cannot heal a corrupted node if it is delivered as a rigid textbook or a chaotic feed. It must be rendered dynamically in the language the local hardware is built to process. Scarlet delivers the emotional climax. Even a perfectly translated code is useless if the human hardware running it is trapped in a defensive threat response. When the Beast OS locks a nervous system in a trauma loop of negative reciprocity, the brain's logical center shut down completely. There is only one override: extreme altruism. Making a profound, unearned sacrifice for an enemy bypasses the logical brain and shatters the trauma loop. This is your commission. You must port directly into the darkest sectors of the physical world, share their latency, and willingly bleed alongside them. The unearned sacrifice of the Vanguard is the ultimate proof of work. When you bleed for the unaligned, you generate a signal the Beast OS cannot parse. This sacrifice is the final keystroke that writes the kingdom into the earth.